Good morning. Welcome to Monday Moments with Fran. I hope you are well this beautiful Monday morning. So, don't suffer in silence. What do I mean by that? Simply don't suffer in silence. There are so many experiences that we as human beings go through, and I often think that we have this little voice. It could be the enemy, it could be inside of ourselves, it could be doubts, or even messages that we somehow believe that we are the only ones that ever experience a particular thing, or that it's only us that struggle with a particular thing. One of my favourite scriptures in the Bible, I'm going to read it to you. It's found in the book of Ecclesiastes, and it says, "That which has been is what will be. That which is done is what will be done, and there is nothing new under the sun. Is there anything of which it may be said, see, this is new? It has already been in ancient times before us." So that's found in the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 1, verses 9 to 10. And the line that really kind of, speaks so loudly to me is, there is nothing new under the sun. And so I know I really take that to be that there's nothing that you go through or I go through that somebody else has never been through, because as human beings we experience the same range of situations and emotions and struggles and thoughts that can be really tough. So the encouragement for this week is, don't suffer in silence. Don't think that if you were to tell somebody you're thinking this or you're feeling that they're not going to understand, or they're going to judge you, or they're going to think, oh my gosh, what's going on with that person. There is nothing new under the sun. And there are so many times and situations where we feel that, oh my gosh, it's only me. And I think particularly when we're children of God and we go to church and we have this whole I'm fine syndrome. How are you today? I'm fine. How's everything? I'm fine. And we give these very cliche textbook answers, and that isn't always truth. I think building healthy, authentic relationships is absolutely building on truth and being able to be honest and be real and say, actually, it's been tough. Things are tough. I feel actually kind of low at the moment. Is one way where you will not suffer in silence, because as you share, you don't know that the very person who is you're sharing it with has perhaps been through that experience and may be able to offer a word of wisdom or an encouragement or even pray and minister to you. But if you don't open your mouth, people cannot always know. There was a particular season where I had transitioned from one place to another, and I was really finding Sunday afternoons just a really tough time of the week. I was living by myself at the time, and I would often think, oh my gosh, if I was living back with my family or in my hometown, Sunday afternoons were family time. Everyone would go around to mostly my grandparents' house, and big Sunday dinner, and the kids are there, and it was a really beautiful family time. It was people coming together, and you just felt so much comfort and enjoying other people's company. And then when I lived by myself for a while, Sunday afternoons were so hard. It was like I felt so alone. I felt so lonely, and I felt really low at one point. I just found it really hard. And what I didn't do was I didn't tell anybody. I would just hope, sometimes at the end of church, just wander around hoping that somebody would pick up on the fact that I would love some company and invite me for dinner. And that didn't happen. But I didn't tell anybody. I didn't ask. I didn't do any invites. So I, to some extent, suffered in silence because I chose not to open up my mouth. And, we all have choice. We can all open our mouths and share something with somebody that, we can get some help from. And in terms of what happened, I just was talking to the Lord about it, and that's obviously always the best thing to do as well. And one time I felt, Fran, if you are feeling like this, there are probably other people who are also feeling like this. So rather than wait to be the one that gets invited over for Sunday lunch, you be the one to do the inviting. You be the one to invite people around and be then the facilitator of change, and actually, help other people to experience that Sunday afternoon family time. because it's an area that you also are challenged in. So I hope that kind of makes sense. Don't suffer in silence. If things are tough today, let somebody know. If someone asks you, how are you doing? Don't say I'm fine if you are genuinely not fine. Obviously use wisdom. If you're in the supermarket and the checkout lady asks you, how are you doing today? You might not want to give them chapter and verses to the story of your life. But when it's people who genuinely are a part of your life and care for you, love you, and they're asking you, let them know the answer. Be honest, because there is no need to suffer in silence. And put the shoe on the other foot. How would you feel if if someone that you know or a close friend was experiencing a really tough time and they were suffering in silence and they didn't come and tell you, knowing that you could have been the one to give that encouragement and give that support? I had an experience one time where somebody, when you have to use wisdom in what you share. Basically, someone was going through an experience and they sat in my house and we were sat together like the whole day. Then they went home and then told me when they were at their house, Fran, this is what's happening. And I was like, I don't get it. We spent the whole day together. Why did you not tell me? And I really began to reflect on, am I the sort of person that people can share things to openly and, willingly without fear of judgment? We need to be people who are embracing and don't look horrified when someone tells us something that is a real challenge for them. Be the person that is there for other people. But when it's your tough season, let somebody know. Share with somebody. Even if it's do you know what, I'm going through this, please pray for me. Or have you got 5 minutes to talk? There are so many people wanting, willing and waiting to support you, to love you. And I think for those in leadership particularly, or for those who are seemingly the strong ones, whatever that means for you, you are the same. There is nothing new under the sun. You too have challenges. You too are going to experience challenging seasons. You've got weaknesses, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that because you're human. Welcome to real life. So share with somebody. Find people who you trust and that are safe and that you can be accountable to. I remember the first time I really shared with somebody that there were times that I felt so low and that I felt really depressed. And it was like, not that it wasn't a big deal, but their reaction wasn't what I thought it was going to be. I expected oh my gosh, you're a Christian. Oh my gosh, where's your faith? And and it was like taken so normally that I was like, and it really put me at ease that, do you know what? The experiences we go through as human beings, everybody goes through, from Bible days to today. There's no one that has a perfect life and that is perfect and on top form all the time. It's just not the case. So please, 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 guys, don't suffer in silence. Have a chat with somebody, because there are people who love and care for you. Have a fantastic day. I pray God's blessing over you. And you are doing just great. Take care.